Stress plays a huge role when it comes to menopause. It can trigger symptoms like hot flashes and night sweats. It can impact blood sugar levels, affect our digestive system, and even impact our mental health. Here to share natural ways to manage our New Year stress is nutritionist and menopause educator and researcher Andrea Donsky. Welcome. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. So nice to see you this morning.
Yes, it's great to see you too. What are some ways that we can manage the stress?
Yes, okay, so I'm gonna explain really quickly what happens when our body's stressed. So when we're stressed, our adrenals, which sit above our kidneys like this, release hormones, including cortisol. And cortisol has been linked to inflammation, weight gain, stress, sleep issues. And as we go into perimenopause and menopause, our adrenals take over for making our hormones, and they also help us to cope with stress. So we really want to make sure we are taking really good care and nourishing our adrenal glands as we go into this phase of life.
And what role does maybe nutrition and minerals play when it comes to taking care of those? Do they?
Yeah, so great question. So absolutely, I would say one of the best places to start when it comes to nourishing our adrenals would be with nutrition. So the things that we want to minimize or stay away from would be things that tax our adrenals. Too much caffeine, junk food, ultra-processed foods, refined sugar. These are foods that have nutrition. Instead, what we want to do, focus on whole foods. We want to look at good quality fats like olive oil, avocado oil, and coconut oil, complex carbohydrates like squash and sweet potatoes, protein. We want to make sure we're getting 20 to 30 grams of protein per meal, legumes, nuts and seeds. We also want to make sure we're getting enough fiber. And the reason why fiber is important is because it helps to manage blood sugar levels. So you really want to look at that 25, 30 grams of protein a day, of fiber a day. And we can do that by eating our fruits and veggies. Fruits like berries, sour apples, lots of vegetables, green vegetables. You want to aim for the rainbow because that's where a lot of the nutrition is. And the important thing about fruits and veggies too is that they have antioxidants, vitamins, and minerals.
And speaking of those, can taking supplements help at all?
Absolutely. So supplements help as well when it comes to minerals as well as when it comes to stress in general. So let me address the minerals first. So when it comes to minerals, the reason why minerals are important when we're stressed is because we burn through minerals like calcium and magnesium and sodium and zinc. And when we're burning through it and we're depleted in these minerals, we become more stressed. So it becomes this vicious cycle. So we really want to make sure that we're getting enough minerals in our diet, and especially for our adrenal glands. So what we can do, an easy swap that we can do is remove white table salt and replace it with Himalayan pink salt because it has over 80 different minerals in it. So you can use it, you can put a pinch in your water in the morning to give you some energy. You can also put it in salad dressing and cook with it. You can also take it as a supplement, a multi-mineral complex, or you can do a multivitamin with minerals. So to answer your questions about supplements in general, I'm a big fan of taking supplements, even as a nutritionist, but I'm going to say this. You don't want to out-supplement good nutrition. So as long as you're starting with what we talked about in terms of eating a whole foods diet, good nutrition, then we can look at supplementing the rest. So what are some supplements that are helpful? Magnesium is amazing. So I love magnesium, it's glycinate. And the reason why I love this glycinate is because it's gentle in the stomach, it's easy absorbable, it's easy for our body to absorb, to regulate cortisol levels. Omega-3s are great because they help to reduce cortisol levels and they help to reduce inflammation in our body. It's anti-inflammatory. I love vitamin C because they help our adrenals to make hormones. B vitamins, in particular B5, you want to take it as a B complex though. Probiotics are great for gut health, and there's a huge connection between gut health and adrenal health. And I also love adaptogenic herbs like holy basil, ashwagandha, reishi, because those are botanicals that help us to cope better with stress.
Now, what role does lifestyle play when it comes to stress levels?
Oh, great question. And it plays a huge role. So we can use lifestyle tips to help us cope and manage our stress levels. So what would be some examples of it? Deep breathing, meditation, walks in nature, taking a warm bath, exercise, gratitude, journaling, spending time with family and friends, spending time with animals. All of these help to stimulate the parasympathetic part of our nervous system. So stress itself isn't the issue. It's chronic stress when we're constantly in the sympathetic part of our nervous system. And we want to do a dance between the sympathetic and the parasympathetic. The parasympathetic research shows when we stimulate that part of our nervous system known as rest and digest, It helps us to relax. So the ways that we can do that, like I mentioned, deep breathing is one of the easiest and fastest things that we can do, because as we go into perimenopause and menopause and our estrogen and progesterone are falling, our cortisol levels are rising, which can lead us to having those anxious thoughts, that inflammation, and that stress.